It's time for today's travel and cruise industry news. With the latest from travel and cruises around the world, here's your host, Chillie Falls.
Good morning. Welcome to Travel and Cruise Industry News. I'm very happy Saturday morning to each and every one of you. Coming to you live from, about 65 or so miles short of Reno, Nevada, going across the plains area of Nevada. Of course, surrounded by mountains, but we're not actually in the mountains. So looks like I might have a decent signal. Again, I apologize yesterday. Everything I seemed to try to do yesterday just turned to pure garbage. The show got interrupted. I had to redo the show late. Then I tried to do a Facebook Live yesterday afternoon or early last evening. And that got canceled out because I went through another tunnel, and it was a rough day for doing live streams. But today I've got some exciting news that I'm just thrilled that I'll be bringing you here shortly, and I'm really excited about that. But this is Saturday Travel and Cruise Industry News for the 7th of May, 2022. Today is Kentucky Derby Day, of course, but it's also National Naked Gardening Day. Of course, that's always been a big day for me. Yeah, right. Actually, I always told people that if you wanted to come get naked, I'd have some land on the farm that you could get in the dirt and dig. But today's National Naked Gardening Day. Unfortunately, I'm not at the farm, so I can't participate in National Naked Gardening Day today. We do have some cruise ships sailing from North America ports today. In Baltimore, we've got the Independence sailing. Down in Jacksonville, we've got Carnival Elation, Port Canaveral, the Disney Fantasy, Carnival Magic, Carnival Mardi Gras, and Mariner of the Seas. Miami, Symphony of the Seas, MSC Seashore. Over in Tampa, the Carnival Paradise. New Orleans, the Carnival Valor. Up in Milwaukee, the Viking Octantis sails. Galveston, the Carnival Dream, and the Carnival Vista sail. Out in Los Angeles at Long Beach, the Carnival Panorama. Up in Seattle, the Eurodam, Crown Princess, Norwegian Bliss, and American Spirit all sail. In Calgary, the Royal Princess Land and Sea tours start up. In Vancouver, Majestic Princess and Koningsdam sail, and the Majestic Princess Land and Sea tours kick off. Out in Honolulu, Pride of America sails today. So that's what's going on in the cruise world for Saturday, May the 7th, 2022. Headlines that we're going to be talking about in the show today. Longtime friend of this channel has been promoted to president of Avalon Waterways. I'm just thrilled about that. Royal Caribbean searching for a godmother. St. Maarten is just killing it. Carnival provides updates for Bermuda and Spain sailing. Palma de Mallorca to limit cruise ships were slashed. The prices are slashed, not the flights. And a whole lot more here live at 11. Since we've had several of our, so we have a podcast today that will be posted shortly after the shows. You can always access the podcast via my blog, accessadventure.net, or any of the places where you always get your podcasts from. All the big guys, Amazon, Google Podcasts, Amazon Music, of course, Apple Podcasts, Podchaser, iHeartRadio, Spotify, TuneIn, all of them. Just search for Travel and Cruise Industry News, and you get the old big fat travel guy. So, quite often I use clips and pictures from my travels. So you can always go down in the description of the podcast and get a link to the video feed for today's show. And a collaboration between Chillie's Cruises for Solos, and Shelby over at TravelFun.biz. We've put together a group cruise for a 7-night Norwegian Encore sailing from Miami on December the 4th. It'll visit Puerto Plata in the Dominican Republic and St. Thomas in the U.S. Virgin Islands. My favorite island, Tortola in the British Virgin Islands, the Great Stirrup Cay in the Bahamas. You can just get a hold of Shelby at TravelFun.biz if you are interested in going. I will be hosting that cruise. I will be on the cruise. So come join me. So we'll be back with today's news after a break from one of our network sponsors. All right, on with today's news. Avalon Waterways has promoted Pam Hoffey to president of the River Cruise brand. Pam has long been a friend of this channel. A contributor to this channel. I've interviewed her, and it's just, I'm thrilled for her. As the former managing director of Avalon Waterways, Pam has helped lead the evolution of river cruising, navigating a plethora of innovative product and expansion opportunities for the company, said Scott Nisbet, President and Chief Executive Officer of the global family of brands. In addition to steering the rise of our incredible and incredibly unique active and discovery itineraries in every major river in Europe, she spearheaded difference-making experimental innovations like Avalon Choice Excursions, while also growing Avalon's portfolio of cruises to include our Storyteller series of sailings. I will also say that Pam and I have been talking about how we may be able to collaborate and work on maybe putting our minds together and coming up with some innovative ways of making river cruising more accessible. This is not anything they do wrong. Excuse me, my voice is going badly on this trip. It's not anything that they're doing wrong. It's just that the way things are set up in Europe, with the lower bridges, the river cruises, the ships can't have elevators. They don't have the height clearance that like we have in the United States in many cases. So we might have to look at some innovative ways of making them more accessible, but we're talking about it. So, and I'll be thrilled to get a chance to talk to Pam here shortly when I get home after this adventure. The great train escapade is over. Those of you that might be new to this channel, I am taking the train from Virginia to Seattle, Washington. I get into Seattle tomorrow evening, stay in a motel tomorrow night, Uber over to the port, and get on Quantum of the Seas for a cruise to Alaska. When I get off the ship after the cruise, get back on the train and take the train back to Virginia. So it's going to be literally a cross-country journey. So, but congratulations to Pam and all the folks at Avalon Cruises. That's just fabulous news. Royal Caribbean is searching for a godmother for the biggest cruise ship ever built, the Wonder of the Seas. The cruise line has taken the search to TikTok, and U.S. users take part in a search for Wonder Mom, a contest by nominating a mom who inspires those around them to discover, wonder, and make memories. The entry guidelines are users must follow at Royal Caribbean on TikTok. Submissions must be posted on TikTok and share why their nominee would be the ideal godmother for the world's largest cruise ship. Uploaded videos must use Royal Caribbean's original hashtag Search for Wonder Mom contest audio track pinned on the cruise line's profile. Entries must tag at Royal Caribbean and include hashtag Search for Wonder Mom and hashtag contest. The winner will not only serve as a cruise ship's godmother, but they will also receive a week-long Caribbean cruise on board Wonder of the Seas in a one-of-a-kind ultimate family suite, first-class flights, 3 nights in a 5-star hotel before the cruise, and up to $1,000 in spending money. Pretty nice gig. Cruise ship and passenger numbers are good. Indications are that the cruise industry is rebounding, and that's exactly what's happening in Port St. Maarten. It has seen tremendous growth in the first 4 months of 2022, already surpassing calls and visits for all of 2021. Positive trend is great news not only for cruise lines, but also for the Caribbean communities that count on the cash that tourism brings. Thus far, from January through April, Port St. Maarten has welcomed 350,570 cruise guests who visited the destination via 282 cruise ship calls. In January, the island received 92,000 guests, 88 ships. February, 82,000 guests, 79 ships. March, 116,000 guests, 72 ships. And April, 59,000 guests on 43 ships. So, St. Maarten is having a big year, and the numbers are going to continue. This is probably going to be a record-breaking year from every aspect. As if a cruise was not expensive enough in this day and time, the government of Bermuda has added a new charge for guests that would like to get off the ship during a cruise ship call to that island. Although guests already pay significant amounts of money for port fees, guests will now also be required to pay for a travel authorization of $40 per person to access the island. This applies for sailing on board Carnival Legend on May the 22nd and Carnival Magic on May the 26th. On the other side of the Atlantic, Carnival has cleaned up the confusion regarding testing for the fully vaccinated traveler, saying there is no need to be tested twice if fully vaccinated. Guests sailing from Barcelona on board Carnival Pride on May 8th, 19th, and 29th do not have to be tested double if they are fully vaccinated. Confusion arose this week when it seemed the Carnival guests would need to take a second test in the terminal before boarding the ship. May 5th was a historical day for the port of Palma, Mallorca, with the signing of an agreement to limit the number of cruise ships by 2026. The popular cruise destination will allow no more than 3 cruise ships per day, with a limit of 1 mega cruise ship with over 5,000 passengers. For the current year, 4 ships a day may be in port for a maximum of 18 days during the year. From 2023, this will no longer apply, as the port authorities commit to sustainability. Round-trip flights to Vancouver, British Columbia on a number of carriers are starting at just $200. The deal is essentially good for all West Coast flyers, but there's also availability out of New York. Airlines participating are Air Canada, United, WestJet, Delta, Alaska Air, and JetBlue. And the routes go from Denver, Honolulu, Maui, Las Vegas, New York, Palm Springs in California, San Francisco, Los Angeles, all going to Vancouver, starting at $200. not bad. So that's going to wrap up the news portion of today's show. Let's hop over in the chat room and see if anybody's fussing at me. I didn't even check to see if you guys could hear me today. I felt pretty comfortable on the signal. So let's see who's with us. Hot Air Tom's with us. Hi, Hot Air Tom. Hope Chillie's Cruises had some sleep last night. I slept a little bit more. Still, I don't sleep well. It's not the best sleep in the world. I tried again to get sleeper accommodations. They were sold out for this train. I was hoping maybe that somebody had gotten off. Not so lucky. And I tried to get it on the next train, the Sacramento to they had one available. It was $1,029 for one day. I said, okay, I should be back at least for the time being. Allowed to blank out again. Hope you guys stuck with me there until I got the signal back. Uh, uh, Gretchen's with us. Hi, Gretchen. 34 days till Barcelona. Sounds like a play title. This does. Nikki's with us. Hi, Nikki. Good to see you this morning. Katie's here. You're almost there. We're getting closer. We leave for New Orleans tomorrow, flying Breeze Air. They return on Friday, May the 20th. That's from Hot Air Tom. Bon Voyage, Hot Air. That's from Nikki. Katie says, what is NOLA? New Orleans, Louisiana, Katie. Gretchen said the same thing. So did Tom. I get confused with lots of letters, Katie says. Understood. Let's see. Gretchen says, unless Yeah. All right, the signal's back, at least temporarily. Let's slide down through this real quickly, folks. We go on still morning, flat ground, or reasonably flat ground. Kenneth's with us. Hi, Kenneth. How's things up in Pennsylvania? Is there a place on the train if you want to take a shower? Sorry for the weird question. No, not unless you have a sleeper car, and there you have shower facilities. But no, they don't have just you can't go take a shower. You have to, you get